So you're in Hawaii and you want to trade. You want to trade stocks, you want to trade crypto, you want to trade gold, you want to day trade. But there's a big problem. So this is the big problem of trading in Hawaii, and I've traded in Hawaii for 4 years. And that is, you probably already know this, New York Open, Hawaii time, when the biggest moves happen, the most volatility, when most day traders trade is what? Right now it's 3 a.m. Hawaii time. So what do? So welcome in, much love, Trav here. I'm going to assume you're either in Hawaii or you're interested in living in Hawaii if you're clicked on this video. I live on the island of Oahu. I live in Makaha, in Waianae on the west side. I've lived in West Oahu since 2017, and I've been trading these markets from West Oahu since 2020. Wow, time's really flying. 2020, 21, in my 5th year of trading now. So here's the thing about New York. Let's talk about New York Open. So a lot of the money in the world is getting pushed through New York, Wall Street. These guys come into the office, they're probably in the office before 9, but right at 9 is when they're on the button, they're just pushing the buttons with wild amounts of money, billion, right? These hedge funds, some of them are managing $500 billion hedge funds. I believe there's $1 trillion hedge funds out there now, BlackRock. So huge orders are getting pushed, and a lot of them are getting pushed right at 9 a.m. So a lot of the day traders take advantage of this by just trading 9, and they only trade, when I say 9 a.m., I mean 9 a.m. Eastern, which is 3 a.m. Hawaiian right now, 6-hour difference. So a lot of the day traders who take advantage of this volatility, they only trade from, say, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then they're POW for the day. And that would be great, but I don't know about you guys, I'm not staying up till 3 a.m. I'm not waking up at 3 a.m. I haven't been awake at 3 a.m. other than to go pee once in my 7 years in Hawaii. That's just not right. Something about Hawaii that I love is we have this consistent sun, and most of us are on some kind of solar schedule other than you guys who live in the night shift. When I grew up in Seattle, when I lived in Seattle, I'd be up at 3 a.m. because there's no fucking sun to even set your clock to. Anyways, so the 9 a.m. New York Open, if you go back and you look at the chart, whatever the chart is that you trade, and if you see where's the biggest move, so you go to the hourly chart and there's like 2 huge back-to-back green candles or a couple back-to-back large red, like a breakout happens, is probably at New York Open right at between 3 a.m., usually at 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. or maybe 3:45. A lot of the times what happens is if price is going to be bullish, it drifts down right until 3 and then just rockets up. Or if it's going to be bearish, it drifts up until 3 and then it rockets down. Or sometimes what'll also happen is if it's going to be bullish, it's consolidating, and right at 3 it dumps, sweeps the low of the local range and rockets up. Or if it's going to be bearish, it goes sideways, and then right at 3 it takes the high of the local range and then dumps. So you can do one shot, one kill and get an awesome move. There's high volatility, so that also makes transaction fees relatively lower. So if anyone trades New York Open, you can confirm. I've never done it, but I look at the chart and I'm like, this looks way easier than what I'm doing. But you cannot do it, right? So here's a couple options. One is which I don't recommend, is you get up at 2 a.m. or you stay up till 3 and you go to sleep at 4 a.m. Personally, I absolutely hate it. It's not worth it. I mean, we live in a paradise of sunshine. Get outside. My main solution is I've always, since I've been in Hawaiian trading, knowing this is a problem, developing swing trade systems of the daily chart. So the New York Open is at 3 a.m., but the daily candle closes for stocks, equities, gold, commodities, right, Forex, depending on the time of year. Right now it closes at 11 a.m. and there's a 1-hour gap. So either at 11 a.m. the daily candle ends, at 12 p.m. the new daily candle starts. For crypto, the daily candle ends right at 2 p.m. Okay, so to be available at 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. is much more doable than to be available at 3 a.m. I might have other things going on, but at least I'm going to be awake, right? So the daily chart, essentially I create systems and the main one that I have is down below. It's called Market Timing Pro. It's pretty excellent, and it's also not that time sensitive, so I don't need to be in right at 11 a.m. I don't need to be in right at 2 p.m. If I'm working, I come home at 7 p.m. I can do it, although my preference is not. Maybe to do it in the morning, going early at 8 a.m., 7 a.m. before I go to do some other kind of work. Some days I have all day. I can be on the charts if I want to, but it's not always healthy. We'll come back to that in a minute, but yeah, you can trade, and a lot of the best traders actually trade the daily or the weekly chart. And when you're trading the daily or weekly chart, you're back testing the daily, and you'd want to enter when the old daily ends or the new daily starts, which is, again, you would enter for stocks right before 11 a.m., for the indices right before 11 a.m., for gold or Forex. It's tough for Forex because of market rollover. So there's a lot of reasons that trading Forex in Hawaii is tough. I mean, I know people trade London session at night. So that's the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is trading different sessions, which to me is not as recommended. I really recommend trading the daily chart. But it's tough if you need to be available at 11 a.m. every day or at 2 p.m. every day, and you work a job and you don't want to be on your phone during the job, right? So that's still not always a solution for everybody. But again, if it's not time sensitive, you can come in later, you come in earlier. So there's a link to that down below, and that's my main recommendation, is trading the daily chart and swing trading, and it's more hands off. Now, if you want to day trade, you can do things like trading other sessions, but here's the thing: if you're day trading outside of New York, you're much less likely to have these sharp moves that I explained, and you're much more likely to have failed breakouts and muted volatility. Outside of New York, not a guarantee, but it's much more likely to have failed breakouts and price just kind of ranging. So you need to, if you want to day trade, you can, but you need to trade different. It's probably not going to be one shot, one kill. It's probably going to be more small moves where transaction fees are going to be a greater percentage of what you're doing. And for New York, you might be looking for and expecting a sweep then breakout, or just a breakout or breakdown. But if you're trading outside of New York hours during the dead hours, I will day trade during the dead hours sometimes, trade at noon, 1, 2 p.m. Hawaii time. It's the dead hours. You can still make money. You're just not going to catch a sharp move. You got to wait for price to get at a high point in the local range and then trade it back to the low of that range. And you can farm money, you can make money. It's more hands-on, it's more of a grind. You could also, like I mentioned, trade, if you trade Forex and you trade certain, say, Asian pairs during the Asian hours that happen at nighttime, there's more likely to be volatility. Like the Japanese, what time is it in Japan? I don't know the exact hours, but it happens during Hawaiian daytime or evening. Afternoon is the Asian hours, so you could trade Asian currencies during Asian hours, but it's tough. So I always try to not be like, oh, I wish, it's annoying that I cannot trade New York. It is annoying, but how do we make the most of it? Well, you can trade, and there's a link to this below. You trade the daily chart. I have an awesome system. It's computer back tested. It goes back 100 years on gold. It goes back 100 years on Dow Jones. It goes back 10 years on cryptocurrencies. It works great, and it's a lot less time sensitive and more hands off. It's closer to investing. Or if you want to day trade, you just need to be prepared to trade it a little bit different. And that's not something I recommend. It's just something that you could do. So appreciate y'all. Yeah, I mean, you just cannot try to hold for a big move if you're trading the dead hours, or expect a big move or expect a breakout. It happens. But if you trade the dead hours and you always expect failed breakouts, you can make money. So I do that sometimes. But the main thing is the swing trading. Okay, appreciate y'all. Much love, and look forward to seeing you on the inside. Go click the link. Go check it out. Okay, peace.